Hello, viewers, and welcome to another episode of In the Hot Seat. With us today will be Councillor Courtney Edwards of the Independent City Division. So join me on another voyage of discovery to find out just who is Courtney Edwards. Is there someone in your life that you have loved, who you still love, and who you feel enriches your being?
All right, good evening, everyone. And of course, thanks for having me.
Yes.
And to our viewers, pleasant viewing. All right, so that's a very loaded question.
Okay.
Because in fact, I have several persons
All the
I
better.
love, have loved, and still love.
Okay.
So, of course, I've always loved my grandmother,
Okay.
Mrs. Lynette Steele. She has passed.
Okay.
However, she was a big influence in me propelling to, of course, college and representational politics.
Okay.
You know, and love, and will never stop love is my wife,
Okay.
Mrs. Simone Perry Edwards.
You've met the lady glow now, man.
Yes. She has been a tower of strength, you know, where others have failed, and even when I have failed myself. So
Okay.
she has always been there for me, you know, in just about every respect.
Okay. All right. That's nice. All right. Where were you born? Where is Mr. Edwards coming from? Which parish?
Right, so I am a proud Portlander. I was born in Bournebrook, Port Antonio.
Okay. All right. So when them say the Portland man, them are you them I talk about?
Sort of. There are several of us who have made remarks.
All right. Primary school, high school.
Well, primarily I grew up in Portland, so I would have gone to the Bournebrook Basic School.
Okay.
I went to Port Antonio Primary School. Then I went to Draper's Aldridge School.
Okay.
I went to Port Antonio Comprehensive High School.
Okay.
You know, and of course I dangled between Titchfield High School in the afternoons.
Okay.
So-
All right. Okay. Well, all right. Another thing we'd like to find out about you. When you would have gone through, what were your interests while in high school? Did you do any sports?
Well, I was not so much inclined athletically,
Okay. All right.
but creatively, that's where I was. So I spent most of my time doing art.
Okay.
Of course, I'm a visual arts teacher.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Okay. Yes, you are. All right. After school and so on, what would have been like the first job? You see, we want to get to know, before the politics, we want to get to know just who is Mr. Edwards before the politics.
All right, so after school, of course, I was learning trade at an art center on Harper Street. There was this famous artist called Nigerian Harris.
Okay.
And that is where I actually nurtured my talent as an artist, and of course would have been working there as a junior artist, you know,
Okay.
bringing in small much at the time.
Okay.
But my first real paying job was when I entered first year in college, and that summer of 1993, I had a summer
college?
job. Michael University.
Okay.
Let me rephrase. The Michael University.
All right.
And I had a job at the time distributing pamphlets, you know, for the company I totally forget. But I know we were doing a promotion for Invercall Hotel, you know, so we were distributing those promotional pieces. Yes, well, maybe you'd be surprised, you know, because I'm just a simple man, but
No, man,
my
but
works speak
Generally
volume.
speaking, I
Yes.
know that we as a people are talented persons. It's just the opportunity sometime to show off our skills.
I want to just highlight to the viewers that Independent City Community Center is the first, or I can say the only center in Portmore that is fully solar powered. That has been done by yours truly.
All right.
Right,
that sounds good.
Yes. So again, that's in my hat.
All right.
All right. So I just want to talk about the three projects. Well, 3 areas with a particular project. All right. So we have 3 informal areas basically. Right.
Oh, you mean like informal communities?
Yes.
Okay.
So all right. So we have an area called 48A Portmore Drive. You know, and we have Penway. Right?
Okay.
Well, Myrtle Way is formal to some extent, but Penway and 48A are some areas that we're looking at as it relates to infrastructural development. All right, so currently we are doing the house wiring program.
Okay.
In partnership with Mr. Miller, our Member of Parliament, and JSIF and JPS, of course.
Okay.
You know, where these houses will be wired for the residents at no cost to them.
Okay.
Right? And an element to the program of such where persons who are inclined as electricians will be able to work on these projects. And more so, if you're not certified, you can be certified on the spot, on the job, by heart. So,
okay.
Yeah, so
no, that sounds good. That sounds
so
good.
that's our current thing. We're also looking at land tenure for persons in Penway. In fact, this project started in 2017. But, you know, with myself and Shane Dallin.
Okay.
So we had several meetings then with the residents in Penway, and of course the land there is owned by Wicon, Jamaica Mortgage Bank, still Wicon. So they are in the process of transferring that parcel of land to the government so it can be given to the people, you know, with due process, of course. We're looking at the same concept for 48A Portmore Drive, you know. When this is completed, of course, we will have a chance to put in proper infrastructure, proper sewage, light, you know, water.
To really formal, to bring it to being a formal community.
Yes.
Okay.
So
with all the amenities and so on.
Also, I mentioned Myrtle Way because there is no sewage system, of course, for the most part.
Okay.
Yes, and it is just sad because we have had persons representing these areas for quite a number of years, and these are supposed to be capital and ideal projects for these areas. You know, it is not supposed to be a case where you are on or in an area for quite a while, and I mean tomorrow morning you have to leave. You know, so these are priority projects as it relates to representation. So Myrtle Way will be given proper sewage lines, and then of course after which the roads will be paved. You know, we would have loved to pave the road now because these are dust nuisance, right? But what sense would it make to pave the road and dig it up tomorrow morning? So we're asking the residents just to bear with us for a while until this project comes online.
Okay, all right. Well, that sounds encouraging. I'm quite sure.
And I would never want to disappoint anyone because sometimes you name a few areas, persons who feel left out. But I want to just encourage residents of Independent City as well to just bear with us a bit because there's a project for the center, you know, that is in the pipeline. I hate the word pipeline, but let me use it. You know, the center is supposed to be given a walking trail, you know, proper seating areas, proper lighting, and an infield for play, right? A proper multi-purpose court as well. So those are what we are currently working on, right? It may seem a while, but I ask for some patience because it's not an overnight thing.
One of the things I would like to ask, and some of the interviewees that I've asked before, I can sense the hesitance in their voice, but I still have to ask you, sir. What are your political aspirations as far as where you are now, where you'd like to be, if you'd like to part with that type of information?
All right, so I am where I'm at now because, of course, like any good vessel, you're chosen. And in the event I am led to go elsewhere, I will go.
All right, so I hear you. What would you say to a youngster who cannot see why he should vote? When you meet that youngster out there in the streets, and him said, I don't really see the purpose for voting, you know, so sorry, Councillor, I'm not really into that.
Well, I will just relate the matter in an answer I gave someone since week. All right, so I met a youngster, of course, and he was saying he doesn't need a national ID, you know. I said, but he'd prefer a passport. Him say yes, because every man want cut. I said, there goes our issue, right? Lack of patriotism to country, you know. So I even said to him, I mean, back then, voting, if you never had lands, if you weren't white, if you weren't a slave owner, so to speak, you could not vote. So basically, voting is sacred because in our constitution, right, the right to vote or the right to exercise the franchise is the first right. The right to life is second in the constitution.
Okay.
Right? So that's how sacred the thing is. So I encourage everyone, right, just to participate in the voting process. I mean, your voice, right, is your choice.
But so basically you're saying that The man that doesn't decide to stand up for something is really sitting down for everything.
Basically.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer that the people should participate in the process. You know, in fact, civics has taught us that the people are the government.
Yeah, but is civics still being taught in schools now?
It is. I mean, COVID would have put it on the lower end.
Okay.
Teaching just core subjects, but it is being taught. I teach civics as well.
Okay.
You know, so the people are the government. Oftentimes, I hear people say, "Boy, the government, the government." In fact, we are the government, so we are to take some of the blame as well.
All right. Well, thanks for Councillor Edwards. I think our viewers would have had a better feel as to who Councillor Edwards is. It's not like everybody would have gotten an opportunity to speak to you directly, but the purpose for in the hot seat, although I wouldn't say that you're in a hot seat, but anyway, right? I feel after this little expose, they would have known that, because I never know that you're a Portland man, even though you're a Portmore man. Yes. Right? So at the end of the day, I feel that our viewers have a better idea of who Mr. Edwards is, and we will be inviting you back to hear, to field some of our questions again. And I'm very thankful for your visit here at In the Hot Seat.
Always a pleasure, my brother. You have to emancipate yourself from mental slavery, you know.
All right,
yes.
Point taken. So.
Yes, only us can free ourselves.
All right. So viewers, until another time, this is Ian Bennett for In the Hot Seat. Hi viewers, my name is Ian Bennett and I am the host of In the Hot Seat. If you like the video you just saw and would like to see more of the same type of video, please click the subscribe button and the like button as we produce videos every Wednesday. Thank you.